Hey, good morning. I hope your year is going really well so far. We are about the middle of January now. It's coming up on 4 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, and I'm on my way to the gym, and I wanted to knock out a quick video and give you guys some information. So here it is. There is something by the Covey Institute called the time matrix model. The time matrix model is a way to bucket up all of the things that you have to do in your day and in your life that are important or not important, and help yourself to be more productive. You know, have you ever woken up early in the morning and you think, oh, I'm just gonna check Facebook really quick, or I'm just gonna check my emails and then I'll go to the gym, and then before you know it, you've been laying in bed for 45 minutes on your phone. You completely sucked your time away from you, and now you're running late for work and stressed out that you're not going to make it in time. That can be very frustrating because I know you had best intentions to get up and do your workout. What about, you've had a really long, stressful day, just totally exhausted, feel like you've been really productive, right? You answered 10,000 emails and, you thought about starting that project that had to be done. Didn't quite get started on it yet, but you thought about it, so you planned for it, so you feel okay, I'm good. And then you go home and you sit in front of the TV, or you start playing video games because you want to de-stress, right? You want to decompress. And that's not a bad thing. And then before you know it, it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and all you've done for 4 hours is sit in front of the TV. It's moved beyond de-stressing to complete time sucker. Well, think about things in four different areas, right? You have things that are urgent and things that are not urgent, and you have things that are important and things that are not important. And if you chunk your time into 4 quadrants, you will have things that are both urgent and important. Things that are important but not urgent. Things that are not important but urgent. And you'll have things that are not important and not urgent. That's kind of the framework for the time matrix model. Think of it as Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. If you drew a box on the square and you went from the top left, right, and then bottom left, bottom right. Q1 are those functions that are both important and urgent, right? This is a deadline that you can't miss. This is, you've got to go to the emergency room, or you've got to go to the hospital because something's happened to a member of your family. These are things that you drop everything to get done because they are important and urgent, and you've got to focus all of your time and energy on them right there in that moment. Q2 functions are things that are important but they're not urgent, and I will come back to that. Q3 functions are not important but they're urgent. These are things like, getting a response back to your boss, or following up on a report deadline, or, things that you need to get finished, but they're not important. They're just, they're like tasks. You're checking your emails every single day. They're going through your list. They're, making sure that everything that you have to do in your day-to-day functioning on your list is finished and done. That's what those are. And Q4 things are those things that are both not important and not urgent. This could be scrolling Facebook. This could be watching TV. This can be playing video games, reading Us magazine. I mean, these are things that are complete time suckers. However, there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to spend time in Q4, and really this is about de-stressing your life. And these are those things that you do because you find enjoyment out of them, but really they're not valuable when it comes to time, or your time, or managing your time. And sometimes you've got to do it. So let's go back to Q2. Well, Q2 are those things that are important but they're not urgent. These are things that you need to focus on in your life, and you don't have to rush. You have time. Time is on your side with these things. These are things that are going to change your life. These are the transformative things in your life that you need to do. You know, this is focused on building your own business. This is focused time and energy on, you know, figuring out a game plan, developing content for your social media, developing new long-term strategies. This is developing, you know, new tools that you can use, or, you know, goal planning, goal setting. That's all this is. This is that where you spend focused time, you sit down, you put it on your calendar, and you spend 2 to 4 hours or whatever it takes just to be creative, because this is where your creative juices happen. This is where you actually have the time to reflect in a really positive way and use your mind to figure out what's next and what you're going to focus on. There was a huge study that was done over the course of 6 years, and they followed 360,000 people in 6 countries. And what they found is that 40% of the time, these people were not using their time wisely. They were spending their time on mindless things that didn't really matter, and they weren't being productive. 40%. Like, that's a ton of time. So I'm stopped now. I'm at the gym, so I got to wrap this up. But if you were to think about the simple math in 40%, that can add up to millions of dollars a year in lost productivity for businesses. It can add up to millions of dollars a year for you and your business. The fact of the matter is, you have to find a way to chunk your life out into those 4 boxes. So to wrap it all up, Q1, both important and urgent. You got to do it. Q2, this is where creativity happens. This is important things in your life that you have to focus on, but you don't spend enough time on. Because Q1, Q3, and Q4, take it away. Because it's not urgent, you can plan. Q3, not important but urgent, daily tasks, you got to do them. That's your consistency. That's your showing up. That's your doing your 3 vital behaviors if you're a Beachbody coach. This is checking your boxes every single day if you're working in the business. This is making sure your kids are fed. This is the check the box things. And then there's Q4. This can be complete time wasters, right? Things are not important and they're not urgent, and yet you spend your time in there because you think you're being productive. You think you're being productive when you're sitting there, you know, scrolling Facebook, but you're not really doing it with intention. So if you have any other questions about this, I would be happy to do more on it. Just let me know below. Please share this and let people know. It's the time matrix model. This is by the Covey Institute, Franklin Covey Institute. Go and look at it, research it some more, see if this works for you. The best thing about this is no one's going to tell you what's important. No one's going to tell you what's Q2. No one's going to tell you what's Q4, Q3, or Q1. You're going to have to figure these things out. There's a framework, and you're the ones that's going to have to put it into the buckets and then live your life on it, and you can. It's made a difference in my life. It helped me be a lot more productive and helped me understand what is productivity and where I wasn't being productive and where I am now. Okay, so I'm going to go hit the gym and then do a little P90X2 later. Maybe take a hike, and then we've got a long trip late tonight. Big lacrosse tournament. We'll be throwing up a bunch of stuff about that. And seeing my buddy Sean. Sean, I hope you see this. If you do, give me a shout out below. And Scotty, please share this around. I think this is important. I think that it can help a lot of people. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Finish up right under 10 minutes, but hopefully it was valuable for you. Give me a thumbs up if it did, and I appreciate it. Take care, guys. Bye.